Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Florida Boy, and this is my EDC channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an ultra budget knife, and this is from a new company that I haven't heard before. This is on Amazon, and they sent this in for review. I did not pay for this, but let's go ahead and get into it. Kexmo Pocket Knife. I'm assuming I'm saying that right. Kexmo. Kexmo. But they have a lot of different knives on Amazon in particular. And I feel like that's might be one of the only outlets so far for this company. But some of them do look fairly interesting. They have some models that have like a thumb hole, like a flipper hole and stuff like that. As far as I'm aware, this is just the basic model. So this guy right here, when I say ultra budget, this knife runs $10, and I'm pretty excited to check it out because you never really know what to expect with budget knives, especially like ultra budget or anything sub $20. Nothing else inside the box. I was just double checking to make sure. You never really know what you're gonna get. So here it is, the Kexmo pocket folding knife. They do give you a little bit of a paper to look at. So oh look, this gives us all of our. We'll fact check this. So blade length 3.5, open length 8.5, closed 4.8, blade thickness 11 thousandths, width, weight, blade material. So this is 3CR13, but it is a coated blade. I don't think it tells me what it's coated with. It also has a glass breaker, so it is super tactical. I'm just kidding, but you know, glass breakers nowadays associated with tactical. So this says rinse with water, wipe, dry, save when not in use. Okay, so that's like your basic, your basic take care of it. This is a big knife, and it's heavy. This is a heavy knife. All right, so here we go. Let's put it out on the table, and let's see what you get for $10. Like I said, they sent this in for review. They asked me if I knew how to use a ruler. They asked me if I wanted to take a look at it, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? So yeah, we're just like right at 8.5. I mean, I'll look at anything. They didn't ask me to say anything good or bad. They just asked if I wanted to take a look at it. I said they're a new knife company. So here it is next to the Rat Model 1, and it is just about spitting image size-wise to the Rat Model 1. It is a good size blade. But will it cut? We'll find out. Here it is next to the Olight Oknife Freeze 2 in copper. There you go. You can see the Oknife is a little bit smaller than the Kexmo. And we will also just throw up the Civivi Nox. This is comparable to your Civivi Elementum. If you carry one of those, most people have one somewhere in their arsenal. And I've also, on my table here, I've got the Kaiser Swayback. It was sitting here for some honing. That is my wife's knife sent to her from our boy Dan. Thank you, Dan. She loves it. I still have it here because I was honing it. And yeah, I recorded a few videos today, and this happened to still be here. So there it is. I don't know at what point you're going to actually see this video. So may not have the Kaiser Swayback in any more of the videos. But for the most part, it'll be around if I need it for anything. She's usually around. So this is a liner lock, and this is spring assisted. Somewhat of an assisted opening. See that? Pretty. That spring doesn't have a ton of. Oh. So it's kind of big. It's kind of, my finger's hitting the flipper tab when I'm trying to actuate it with the thumb stud. There we go. I had to move my hand down to be able to use that thumb stud. So let's see what this thing weighs. All right. So far, I mean, it's really not bad. Now we're going to keep in mind that we are talking about a $10 knife. We are not going to review this like it is an expensive knife because that's not fair. 5.9 ounces. It is kind of heavy. Rat Model 1, if you have one of those around, that is 4.9 ounces, if that gives you an idea on how much that thing weighs. I'm guessing that the liner, the frame, everything is probably stainless. We will fact check that here shortly. So let's see, lockup. We have no blade play. We are, about 50%. Let me grab a flashlight right here, and you can see that black on black is kind of hard to tell. There you go. We are pretty much at 50% lockup. No blade play whenever it is out. Looks pretty solid. Something I can tell that I'm not a fan of already is this glass breaker on the bottom. When I turn the knife this way, it kind of catches my hand. Not a fan of that. And it is assisted. Yeah. That's assisted knives are one of those things where it's a personal preference. If you like assisted knives, there you go. If not, this does have assisted opening. So, that part's entirely up to you. It does have some nice little holes cut out in the blade. That looks to me, it also has a nice little fuller there. I'm going to assume that this is more cosmetic or aesthetic. Yeah, you might be able to get. Can you get your? No. Oh, there's only a fuller on one side. I was trying to find it with my finger back there. So that to me is aesthetic reasons only. That is not going to be something that you can actually use to engage the knife. And it does seem like it locks up pretty good. I'm not having any issues getting it open. The flipper tab, flipper tab works a little bit better than the thumb studs just because of the awkward angle of the knife. Your flipper tab is smooth. There is no jimping, but it's big enough to where you're really not going to have any issues getting to the tab or to the flipper. Now, what about this wood here? So we can see we have some stainless liners, or what I assume to be stainless. Let's see here. Let's take a little, stainless liners. Everything on this is stainless. So that's why he's a heavy boy. Let's see here. We're just doing a quick once over to make sure that everything is copacetic. Thumb studs may or may not be removable. They do not appear to be. Is this centered? It looks like it might just be a hair off center. This actually looks like this can come off. Does it? It looks like it's screwed in. It might be some Loctite or something down there, but that does look like that little glass breaker can be removed. If it can, that would be great. Not everybody likes glass breakers. Oops, see, I didn't get it all the way out there that time. So it flips well enough. Maybe needs a little bit of fidgeting to get in there. Maybe might need some oil or something. I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Just see if there's anything I can do to kind of help it. So blade wise, let's talk about that. So if we look at right here in our tiny little user manual, this is 3CR13. $10 knife. Okay. All right. Got some kind of coating. I don't believe it said what kind of coating it is. Might be some variation of a DLC coating. Let me wipe it off. Let me get some of the grease and thumbprints and all that junk off of there. I mean, it really doesn't look bad, to be honest. I'm I'm actually pleasantly surprised. This is definitely the cheapest knife that I own. Well, yeah, actually, no, this is the cheapest knife that I own now. And that blade comes down to a pretty nice edge. Like I said, we're treating this. We're not going to review this like it's an inexpensive knife. We're going to keep it fair. Pretty thick around the spine, tapers down towards the point, and it looks like we have the grind. Does a good job coming all the way up. How's this feel in the hand? Let's see. Well, it's definitely big enough to hold and get a very good purchase on. See, it even sticks out the bottom of my hand a little bit. So to me, this is a user. Are those is that bolster stainless steel? Just using my Screwpop here. Yeah, okay. So even that bolster is stainless. This is a full stainless knife. Now that blade is quoted 56 to 59 hardware rockness. So yeah, it's relatively hard. It's probably going to be super easy to sharpen for all you new sharpeners. And actually, that's kind of the plan for this knife. I will use it. I'm not going to abuse it, but the main thing I'm going to use it for is I'm going to use it to practice sharpening. That is something that I think this knife will be great for, because it's going to have a relatively soft blade and should take an edge pretty well. Speaking of edge, let's see. Yeah, okay. $10 knife. Cuts very well. That was my fault. That wasn't the knife's fault. And yep, cuts all the way to the point. So yeah, that is a $10 knife that is out here slicing paper. It passed the test. Buy it. No, I'm just kidding. But no, that is actually kind of impressive. I did not expect it just to cut paper. If I'm just being honest. I wasn't. It looks like it's relatively sharp, and it looks like the polish job is pretty good on the blade. I didn't think it was really going to be sharp coming out of the box. Just, honestly. When you buy a cheaper tool, for them to make it cheaper, they have to cut some corners. No pun intended. They have to cut a couple corners to get you that cheap price point. It is not the manufacturer or the company's fault. It is just what you got to do to be able to bring this knife to people at certain price points. So if we slide this into a pocket, it is not a deep carry by any means. This to me has every single marking of a work knife, a user knife. This is something that you take out and you just beat the crap out of, for lack of a better, I have a better word, but I'm on YouTube, and YouTube likes to hit people with, so we're just going to say, take this thing out, just beat the crap out of it. And I think it would hold up. I mean, it's looking like it's all stainless. I mean, you're really not going to hurt this knife. And, everything on here feels pretty dang good, like sturdy. I won't say good. It does feel good, not great. But I will say I really like this pocket clip. I like how it tapers down the way that it does. It has this crazy goosebill thing on it that I'm not a major fan of, but the retention on this, solid. And that little goosebill is just to help you get it over the seam. But it tapers down, which is nice. Looks like we've got 3 holes. This is not a right or left-handed or tip up, tip down. This is just a right-handed tip down carry, which, that's one of those things that if I could say, hey guys, if you make a change to this, make it tip down, or tip up, excuse me. Just because, tip up is kind of preferred in the knife world, at least by me and most of my friends. We like tip up. And I can actually feel this is getting a little bit smoother the more I use it. So yeah, you probably just got to work it out whenever you first get it. It is getting smoother. That is nice. But I do like the clip. So when I'm holding this, and we've got some pretty good jimping here, not great, but pretty good. You can see it there from the side. The pocket clip is not invasive at all because it tapers down the way that it does. And where the end of this fits, it fits right into kind of the palm of my hand. So, or not the palm, but yeah, you can kind of see kind of the meat of my hand. So you really don't feel the clip a whole lot. Yeah, you know what? I'm pretty impressed for $10. I wasn't sure what this video was going to look like, just because you really never know, especially when you're talking about budget knives and budget flashlights and stuff like that. You really just don't know what you're going to get. Pleasantly surprised. We'll take a close up one more time. Let me flip my hand around here so you can see all of it. The bolsters are nice. The wood is nice. I don't have a lot of information on this wood material. I'm not even 100% sure if it's real wood. Could be. Might be. You have a couple nice little standoffs there. I don't know if you can use that bottom standoff as a... Yes, that bottom standoff could be a lanyard hole. If you get rid of that little glass breaker, you could probably make that a lanyard hole too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I would say if you need a $10 knife, or if you need a knife that I wouldn't even say $10. If you need a knife that comes out of the box sharp, will probably take a pretty easy edge, and you really don't mind to get out there and just use it, that's not a bad knife. I'll put a link down in the description below. Run over there and check it out. They have a couple other knives that look pretty cool that I would actually be interested in checking out. They have nice little thumb holes. One of them kind of looks like a stitch. Kind of. They didn't like steal the design or anything. It just, when I look at it, I see a stitch, a Microtech stitch. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank the guys over at Kexmo, or I'm not even going to try to say the name of the Amazon shop because it's like, yeah, I'm not. I'll just put a link down in the description below so you can go over there and check it out. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. I post literally all the time. Thanks again. Catch you on the next one.